Sunday morning. We are in Silverlake. We're actually the edge of Silverlake Echo Park as we cross the street. We are heading to. Oh, hold on, I'm having a transmission issue. There we go. On Sunset Boulevard, kind of the cooler, I think, edge of Silverlake. Still a little indie. The wholly unaffordable, but ooh, I just caught my finger on a thing, on a parking meter, flailing my arms as I'm walking. Happy Sunday. Not sure if anybody is out there or chatting, but if you're here, please give a chat out. Give a chat out. We are going to go to TAIX. This is the location of the Silverlake Flea Market. Vintage, fun, hipster, except calling it the Silverlake Flea Market is kind of weird because it is actually an Echo Park. Let me stop for 1 second. Hopefully the chat's working. I can't see it. So if you're there, give a shout out. You can be the first to chat. Oh, thanks, Joe. I always kind of like get a little weirded out when Carriopolis doesn't greet us. I kind of want to see the Phoenician, by the way. Joe, I'm just putting that out there. It kind of looks interesting. So, it's reasonably empty on this side of town right now because everybody is in West Hollywood. Gay Pride. A little tribute to Beavis and Butthead. And why not? So, this flea market has an Instagram. I went on the Instagram to make sure that they were open. Shit does happen. Hey, Mark. It is much cooler today. I thought it was going to be stinky hot because it kind of felt humid when I walked dogs this morning. So I did check the Instagram. It does look open. I see people over there. It's supposed to be free. I brought a little cash just in case. It's super Instagrammy, so feel free to use any shots as a green screen and place yourself in front of those and say you went here. I don't know if it's going to be as great as the other flea market, but I've never been to this one, so who knows. Next Sunday and Saturday is Pride in Hollywood. So we're going to probably try to go to that, and I've got a little hookup for my signal. I can't use it all the time because it just burns through data, but hopefully we'll be able to go and stream.
Lesbian.
Oh. Interesting. I guess they're celebrating over here too. This place, the Breakfast Republic, I can't remember the name of the place, but it used to be some old-timey diner on its like last breath when I ate there. I just probably got a grilled cheese because that's my diner staple. You can't really go wrong with that unless somebody tries to fancy it up with bechamel. It's not a grilled cheese then. It's more like a croque monsieur. Oh, cool. Vintage stuff. I kind of dig that. Osborne's lunchbox. Thank you. The indoor vintage flea market. I don't know that I'm gonna go in there. Signal. Even though it says come on in. Oof. So DTLA is right over there. I mean, figuratively. Hop, skip, and a jump. Let's check out the flea market. I already like the fact that I didn't have to pay to get in. All right. Grab the kids, gather around the mobile device. I wonder what the, like what it costs to have a booth here. They have a lot more t-shirt stuff here.
Doom, the 1.5 spot in the corner. Doom.
I got a Jefferson Starship t-shirt. I think I have those pants in navy. I love these. This groovy pottery. If you guys want to look at anything, let me know. Oh, that's it. I kind of love the crocheted flowers, actually. Looks like a lot of work for $10. I also love Snoopy. I really don't love pinstripe jeans, but I want to. I just feel like a carnival employee in pinstripes, although I'm wearing a striped shirt, or a used car salesman, or a zoot suit guy, which is kind of cool. So this flea market is 3 days. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Mother's Day, I thought about coming here with a lovely Elvis t-shirt. Um, see, I really kind of love that green shirt. I just don't think I can wear it. I love silver. Pretty cool stuff. Maybe I should prepare for the next Olympics. That t-shirt would not, looks like an extra small. It's probably a large from the 70s. All right, the humidity is really just kicking in and it's starting to heat up. It's only going to be 81 today. I guess before I was moving, it felt pretty nice. Now that I'm walking around. Oh, I love that green army jacket, kinda. I just don't know about the paint. Hey, LA Unknown, how's it going? We're at the Silverlake Flea Market, which is in Echo Park. We're literally on the edge of Hey Jay, I probably can't stream from there because the signal is pretty sketchy for me. Not sketchy, but it's a pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Intermittent, still not the word. But there's so many people down there, I wouldn't be able to get a signal. We might go later today. In which case, I might bring my 4K camera and do some shorts of that. Ooh, I really need a new wallet. I don't know how I feel about a fur wallet. I really thought about going. I really kind of wanted to go. But we're not built for that kind of connection yet. Working on it, working on it. Maybe by next year we'll be able to live stream from a really, really crowded place. We went to the fair and there were like, it's so spotty. And there are like, I don't know, 40,000 people in West Hollywood right now. A couple weeks ago when we were in not DTLA, let's see if we can work the indoor market. A couple last week when we were in Venice for Memorial Day weekend, it was so crowded that the connection was the worst I've ever had in Venice. Cute. I'm gonna walk out the front door. I hope I can walk out the front door. Oh, this is my dream table. Tons of hey, how are you? Oh my gosh, there's a coffee shop right there, and the coffee smells really good. So, this is a pretty small flea market. That's why I didn't also blast it on the page. Therefore, somebody that walked 15 minutes into this wouldn't be like, where's the flea market?
Check us out online.
So this restaurant I've never been to, it's called TAIX. I thought it closed down, to be honest with you. It's an old-timey French restaurant known for its French onion soup. You can also refer to it as TAIX. I'm kidding. Happy Sunday. Uh-oh. Looks like some shoes is going down. I haven't walked around Silver Lake doing a live stream, and that's kind of a cool idea. But I've walked around Silver Lake a few times in my life, for sure. Plus, there used to be a dog park there, or there is a dog park there, and we used to take our dogs there. There used to be a Burger King here. Now it's El Pollo Campanero, which always reminds me of the chicken place in Breaking Bad for some reason. So for Sunday, Echo Park is usually a little more bustly. If you look down this way, that's towards Glendale, Hollywood. Yeah, the dog park. I've had nightmares about driving up that hill in a convertible and like getting caught on the wires, something to that effect. That hill freaks me out. Especially, I've had several like standards living here. In fact, I don't know why anybody would have a standard car. My car has the ability to switch to a standard, and I tried it out once. I honestly thought that I was gonna burn out the motor, even though it has like a button or a light. It says shift up, shift up. It's kind of weird. Yeah, we used to take our dog there. We stopped because we now have two dogs, and one of the dogs is a little nutters. And I mean that in the most fun way, but about other dogs. They really don't like huskies. I'm sorry. Like, actually, that's not true. Some huskies in our neighborhood they really don't like, but pugs. Also not a fave, and they just flip out. Pit bulls, American bullies, giant dogs. Hey, congratulations. Thank you so much, Jay Walker. Woo! I'm not sure what that second one is. Woo! So, there are two, I wouldn't worry about it. There are two huskies in the neighborhood that somebody walks on the other side of the street. Maybe it's just their energy, and they flip out. They're two different owners, two different huskies, and then there is hey, they were saying hi to me, but anyway, are two huskies on our walk that they go to the fence, they rub noses, they like Lambo, which is my one of my dogs, the white fluffy one, will kind of run back and forth and play through the fence. We love seeing them. We go out of our way to see them. But pugs for some reason, and pit bulls, which scares me, and German shepherds. The little rat terrier just like wigs out, which causes the other dog to wig out a little bit too. I figured we'd take a stroll around the park and then walk back towards Silver Lake. Just wanted to check out the Sunday scene. I really appreciate you, Jay. in the park. Maybe get chased by a goose. Maybe visit Amy Semple McPherson's Foursquare Church over here and see what they've got. I remember being confused by this church and the 4-H club when I was little. And then when I realized what the 4-H club was, I totally wanted to join. Sounds really old-fashioned. Hey, hey, hey! Horror Mafia. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's partially gray, partially sunny, a little humid. So fun thing I learned recently, maybe recently, I mean in the past year, like Charlie Chaplin's house is just on this park, which we don't have an emoji for him anymore, but you know, in spirit. I want to take a second. Hey, Cecilia. You know what, Jay? I did not. Oh, but it just asked me to record my outdoor walk, so it knew. I've already. No, it didn't self-start the way I wanted it to. I want to take a second again to thank all the members. Even people whose name begin with a letter after J. So real quick shout out to you guys. We'll be doing something fun this Tuesday. Probably a museum again. Let me actually play that clip. We had to come up with a new way to say thank you versus our chimera, so it's a little over the top, but you guys are worth it. So I'll definitely not move around for a second so you don't feel like you've missed anything. And if I spelled anybody's name wrong, we're really sorry. This really, Joseph Joe did this. It took him about, I don't know, how long did it take you to do this, Joe? But definitely worth it, definitely worth it. Really, thank you guys, thank you members. So let's go to the park. I promise you didn't miss anything when I was thanking. Hello, Dominus. All right. Let's celebrate that moment. Woo! Hearts and circles, hearts, hearts, hearts. Silver bubbles. I don't know what that is. And then claps. Fireworks. Yay! Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Cecilia. Really great. Really, really awesome. We're gonna walk down here, see the house. I didn't know that this was this house. I think this was on a previous walk that somebody pointed this out to me. Or maybe I had half the knowledge. It's this sort of craftsman house on the corner. Could have been a Sears house, actually. Yeah, no, it's too old. Actually, is it? Those Sears houses are amazing. Those like prefabricated houses from the 1908 to 1942, something like that. Imagine being able to put a house together the way She Clicks Bricks puts together her creations. So that house, historical, Charlie Chaplin. I hope the people that live there appreciate the history of it, actually. But also appreciate maybe that they just have a really great house in Echo Park Lake across from the park. Hey Mel, happy Sunday. We're doing a little bit of a lot. We went to the flea market. I'm gonna take a really sweet walk around the park and then head back towards Silver Lake and see if we can catch the end of their farmer's market. Much smaller, but kind of cute. The flea market we went to was in Echo Park, but they call it the Silver Lake Flea Market. I really think I need to go back to some of these flea markets when I'm not streaming because I think I would be. I keep seeing T-shirts that I could probably wear that. I think the most stuff that I'm willing to buy this summer would be a used T-shirt. Actually, I do need 2 new pair of walking shorts. Oh, there's a cutie little pug. Let's just check out these little family over here. I really don't know how to go back in and out or zoom in and out. Hey, Mark. Huh? Make sure you're paying attention to driving. That's so funny. There's almost one here. I have done really not much this weekend other than stream. There we go. Let's pull back out from that. I've always been kind of like intrigued by that round building there. That's hilarious. They just like to making a blog, and now we're part of his blog. Maybe. Yeah, these geese are vicious, as well they should be. I've always, anyway, back to this building up here. It's not really that interesting inside, but somehow it just kind of looks like, where did Lando Calrissian live? Sky, whatever. Kind of reminds me of that. It's a little futuristic disc. When you get up close to it, it's really just rather ordinary. They did a nice job, though, of hiding that. So, either this park or MacArthur Park, and it depends on who you talk to, but I swear it is MacArthur Park. Some of the original scenes from Gilligan's Island were filmed. I hope our TV guy is on here today, Jamie Schmidt. He would know. When you say that addictive for the streamer or for the people watching? I'm addicted, actually. I don't know if I'm addicted, but I really enjoy it. Especially past the first hour. Past the first hour, I just feel like I'm all warmed up, engine's running. Gotcha. I think it could be addictive. I did it like for 29 days in a row in January. And the one day I didn't do it was either like my lungs were full of ash from fires or was not feeling great because of walking around outside. So much. But I kind of felt withdrawal. Not withdrawal, but like I missed it. And I do miss it when I don't do it. I got some delicious white corn from the grocery store the other day, and you know, I've been using a pressure cooker for like 20 years. Afraid of them because we grew up with Tom and Jerry's, and every cartoon that we had was from the 40s or 50s and had an exploding pressure cooker in it. Nonetheless, I cooked corn in the Instant Pot the other night, and it was 6 minutes, so good. Hey, Jay. What gives me it gives me like a second wind. It's like sometimes, like today, it's really a little humid, not quite muggy yet, but like it's a little gross out today for wearing a backpack. Um, but once I get going, the adrenaline or no, hey, Brave Bull. Oh, we don't live that far from Echo Park. I wouldn't mind living over here actually. It's probably one of the only other neighborhoods in LA that would be kind of similar to the one where we are now. I feel like because it's got grocery stores, little shopping stores. I saw a lady selling those coconuts at the bus stop. I took the bus here today. The buses are all messed up because West Hollywood detours and whatnot. But I saw this lady selling coconuts at the bus stop, and I realized I've never had a fresh coconut. So I got on the bus and went to 7-Eleven and bought a bottle of coconut water. It's so good. I just did not want to get on the bus with a coconut. You're not supposed to drink food. Drink or you're not supposed to drink your food. You're not supposed to drink or eat on the bus, so I try to abide by those rules. I don't mind if you do. Hey, Focus, what's your weather today? It is pretty when the breeze comes through, but then when the breeze stops, just the mugginess kind of sets in. I have a feeling that by 3 it might be really muggy, and then like for past couple days at like 4 or 5 it gets a little bit cooler. I think we're supposed to have cooler days ahead also. It's when it's hot for a couple days, like I feel like it just starts to, I don't feel like, I think it's a fact that it starts to build up into everything and the heat just stays. Oh, I think I think we are at, I'm going to use my weather ticker, which is always a little wrong, but I think we're supposed to hit a high of 82 today. And looks like we are at 73, but there's no way it's 73. Let me check my Apple Watch. I really need to try one of those coconuts. Yeah, it's 83. I like a 63 myself. I like the ability to put a layer on, a summer sweater, if you will. So now we're gonna walk on the 101 freeway. Just kidding. But there it is. There's downtown. I feel like there were a couple days, I remember you saying you were in LA, there were a couple days last week when it was super nice here. Like a little May gray or June gloom. Fun fact, when I first moved here, I thought they were saying June bloom, like with a B. And it made sense in my head. Like, oh, the clouds are blooming or something like that. I've not been back for a swan boat ride. But on my virtual reality headset, we have swan boat ride, and when I'm on the rowing machine, I pretend I'm on the swan boat. Actually, I've never used the rowing machine with the VR headset, but there is like a virtual reality rowing game, I think, that we kept talking about buying. I've, I've never been to Seattle when it wasn't cool, actually. Seattle, I kind of love Seattle. I couldn't live there, but I just love the way it is. The Northwest in general. It's so beautiful. The water lilies are coming out. I'm glad. I think just on Friday, it was pretty gross. Maybe Thursday too. Also, sometimes I'm choosing like to go downtown when that's probably not the smartest place to go in the heat. Hey, Simply Sonora. But I'll tell you, the warm weather definitely does something for my aches and or pains. Something good. I don't know if you can hear those guys. Let me turn off the... Pretty cool. Oh, and then I walk into a goose that's gonna peck my shin. I love geese. I love seeing them fly in formation. Also, a great, oh my gosh. Okay, can't go over here, but look at those little chickadees. Oh my gosh, so cute. I love how muddled they are. It's curious. The connection looks good on my end. Looks like my normal 5.5. I think I lost something in the very beginning. Oh my gosh, I did an even closer. Oh, there's only one duckling now. Or gooseling. Our baby creature. What? How? No, the other one is camera shy. That mother will attack me if I don't go away. Oh my god, I didn't even know I could get this close. I think we're gonna do the right. No, I could get that close. That is. There we go. Wow, I didn't know I could do extreme close-ups. It's really hard to control and seemed a little bit accidental, but cool. I wonder I wonder how the fish is in here. Hey, West Coast Jay. Ryan Goosling. He kind of looks like a goose in a way. I was reading the beginning of an article because I certainly didn't read the whole article on how people end up looking like their names. And I thought of other people with my name and how much I look like them or how much they look like that name, and it's stupid. But some people do look like their names. And a little closer of that round building that's really not quite so round, just curved. I like some owners end up looking like their dogs though. That I've seen pictures of. I couldn't unlock that article because I stopped paying for Apple News because I end up reading too much stuff um, about the government, and it's really easy to get distracted by stupid stuff that doesn't matter. Both of our dogs we've gotten after they were a couple years old, so I do think I don't think they have. Actually, maybe they do have a little of our personality. This is a lovely day to walk in the park, despite a little humidity. There's the Silverlake lady. Our Echo Park lady. Oh my god, I'm doing it. I'm calling this Silverlake. I wonder how big a goose egg is. I don't think I've ever seen one before. I also wonder how old that hatchling was, or that baby chick. The first time I ever came here was when the lilies were in full bloom, and this was just simply full of lilies. So beautiful. You know, I've never gone to that area. I didn't really watch Mad Men. I appreciate it and I love its style, but I actually didn't watch the show. When a show is really popular and you're like bombarded by it, like Mad Men, I tend to like tune it out. It's from my old liking things that weren't cool punk rock days, I think. But I have watched a few episodes and it was fantastic. I just never caught on because I feel like I'm behind the times to watch it. It was like, I think if I probably wouldn't watch Breaking Bad now, but I watched that a couple years after it started, and that fantastic show, but there were still seasons coming. I don't want to. I didn't even do a full loop, almost a full loop. We're walking back towards Silver Lake, proper. Well, I'm really glad we went to this flea market. I have to say it's not as cool as the Melrose Flea Market, but it definitely serves a purpose. And there's even a flea market over by Vermont, which is at Los Angeles Community College. That's huge. And a little less vintagey, fun t-shirts and a lot more like socks. like a like a flea market. Okay. This church is not as interesting from this side. So this other flea market, this is one that Joseph and I go to sometimes. I don't think we would film in there. I don't think it would be well received at all, to be honest with you. So we never go there, but that one's got like boxes of old jewelry, socks, little Dora backpacks or whatever she's called. Hello Kitty, all kinds of stuff. I love it. Hey Manny. I feel like I might have, unless this happened in the past couple hours. I recently did hear about a woman police officer that happened to. Very sad. Ooh, this is kind of cute and quirky. So there's the flea market we just went to. It's funny, I really don't know if this restaurant is open anymore. I really do not think that it is. You can see pictures of it online. It must have just closed in the last 2 years or so. COVID, probably. And I never went there. I feel like I forgot the name of the restaurant on Santa Monica that also closed, but it had like a big gazebo in the middle. So the Rose Bowl swap meet is one that we will definitely go to. Um, that would require me driving there, which is no problem. We have wheels. Require a little more planning, and I think this month it coincides with Hollywood Gay Pride. But sometime this summer we'll go. It'll have to be early because obviously it's Pasadena, and that is like the oven in the summertime. So I'm gonna walk through the flea market just for S's and G's because I want to check out the church on the other side. So I'll walk a little slow if this is your first time here. Oh, I'm gonna sneak up this well-tended sidewalk. I'm probably gonna end up doing it in July. I think it's next Sunday, and Our goal is to do Hollywood Pride. That was seen on Netflix. You know, Joe and I did not do anything for Pride this weekend. It was at Echo Park Methodist Church. Can't see the Golden Dome, but we saw it from a distance. Also, stucco is really not conducive to cornerstones. I love this little house. It looks like it's left over from LA Noir. Yeah. I it's like a whole entire month. And I think different places celebrate it throughout that month. Like Long Beach was first, West Hollywood, and then Hollywood is this weekend coming up. And just to set the record straight, Hollywood had the first legal gay pride parade, not West Hollywood, Hollywood. 1971 or 1970. Sorry, I forget. Maybe 72. Also, coincidentally, before it was even legal to be gay. Sorry, I've been on that all weekend long because I saw the metro train and it had a thing celebrating 75 years of pride. And I thought to myself, what? Because it's only been really legal to be gay since 1976 in California. And then I read about why they had that poster or that thing. It was to celebrate the Mattachine Society. I already explained this yesterday. Good stuff. I try to know some history. I get some things muddled up. Like MacArthur Park and Echo Park Lake, Gilligan's Island. Some of the scenes from the original like pilot of Gilligan's Island or the first season were shot there in one of those two parks, if you can imagine that. I think, and I thought it was MacArthur Park, and I feel like somebody corrected me, which is fine. Ooh. It was like shades of the old neighborhood mixed in with a fancy hair cutter. I feel like it's really fun to learn things about things also and history. I've learned a lot about Los Angeles history uh, in the past couple of years. Sometimes it makes me want to cry. And sometimes I think it's worth being celebrated for what a peach. Yummy, but not the music. I love this store, which has been here forever. They've got their box air conditioner blowing. PF Candle flagship store. I thought that was Egg Tuck. I guess we're on Sunset. Egg Tuck is the male version of Egg Slut. Just think about it for a couple minutes. It'll make sense. We're on Sunset. We just walked into Silverlake. I'm gonna cross the street here. Here's where I got my coconut water earlier. And I think the 7-Eleven, somebody like walked out with something. Oh, I'm gonna have to push this button, which I hate. Wow, the classical music is so loud. I can hear it from here. I don't think you can. It's also, they play the classical music obviously to keep people away from hanging out. In the front of 7-Eleven. I have to say, this coconut water, Vita Coco. Should I do a tap like on TikTok with my nails? Is really good. I'm beginning to think I hate when you're trying to cross the street but you can't see any like lights, so I don't know if there we go. I just need to be able to see at least one light. And away we go. I had a friend who, when that car first came out, she just loved it. Thought it was the coolest car ever. I kind of like it better now that it's, I don't know, 10 or 15 years old. It looks kind of retro, futuristic, and I feel like a lot of the traits of that car have carried into other cars. I forgot what it's called though. Discontinued. A Honda. Alright, cool breeze as we sort of head slowly downhill, making our way towards the Slake Farmers Market, Silverlake Farmers Market. So last night we watched The Studio again. I think it's really weird because we forget about that show for a couple weeks, and every time I watch it, it's just so hilarious. And it's also fun because it's Hollywood. I think I hope it has another season. I think I like it too much, even though I forget about it in between times. And then we watched a Hacks. It's really funny because the store we go to for herbal remedies sometimes, that's not what it's called, was in Hacks. Not the store itself, but they use that plaza. Honda Element, that's it. They use that plaza as the lawyer's office. Once you were inside the lawyer's office, you knew it definitely wasn't in that plaza. And also, we saw somebody from Hacks in 7-Eleven last night. The TV show. I never say anything to anybody or pretend I know who they are, except for once. I told you that story. It didn't work out so well. And we didn't say anything to them, but I really wanted to. Yeah. We walk by police departments all the time. We can walk by we walk by the DTLA police department a lot. And that's a big, huge, towering building. In this area to the left of me, a little off of our route, is another police station. I think it's on Virgil. And then a little further ahead in Hollywood, which is beyond where we're going, there is another police station. But yeah, I don't know if we can go inside, but we can try. I didn't think we could go into the library. Police kind of scare me. Authority scares me. I try to be really cool-headed, but sometimes if somebody I feel like is sort of a D to me, um, I can be a D back, you know? And by D, I mean doodlebug. But, you know, you kind of got to be a little tough. But I'm afraid, like, you know, cops are not always nice. I've had some experiences. Authority scares me. I think that's what it is. Not necessarily the cops or the policemen. I definitely have had cousins and uncles who were police. Was there a particular police station that you wanted to see or a particular aspect of it? Let me know. I mean, I can definitely try. We walk by them all the time. I one really great aspect of this channel for me is that it pushes me boundaries. It pushes my boundaries of what my comfort level is doing stuff. Really would never in a million years have walked into some of the buildings I have walked in, like the Bradbury. Amazing experience. No sweat, no big deal. If somebody didn't ask me to do that. What is the ad for? I hate, I really hate the ads. I'm sorry, but it does. You know, this isn't $1 million venture, so they do, you know, provide a little something along with memberships to pay for like my trains and some food, museums, good stuff. Hey, Mark, thank you so much for being here today. We hope to see you soon. Have we seen the Nightbot yet? I'm kind of curious because I think we may have turned it off, which is also fine. So I've walked into some weird underground downtown malls that I didn't know existed in like the base of a bank building, which we got kicked out of, which was fine. It's kind of funny. I've walked into the Bradbury building. I've walked into art galleries with a camera, um, and they welcomed me. I have, I guess, you know, I normally don't have a cause to walk down some of the streets that I walk down in downtown LA also, but I think in order to show the full picture, I've been walking down these streets that and discovering new weird things about them. Like I never knew until I did the tunnels episode where I researched tunnels in downtown that those little glass squares on the sidewalk, he noted that there was a tunnel under the sidewalk. I always knew that there were like storage service tunnels in the sidewalks. Well, I had those growing up in New England for sure, but I never realized that there was glass installed in the sidewalk to provide light in the tunnel. And hey, Dave's Corner, thank you so much. Pink Motel in SFV. Sure enough, sorry about that. Thank you so much. Let me Pink Motel. We are gonna write it down and be sure to take a look at that. See if we can work it into something. Thank you. Woo! Really appreciate that. I see a dog. I don't know. Oh, cute. Thanks, Dave. We got Dan, Dave, Cecilia. Thank you guys for your support today. You can tell we're heading into Silver Lake. It gets a little more congested and cool, and I feel like we're on the wrong side of the street because there is a sidewalk sale. It's an impossible street to cross, so I don't think we're gonna do it. I'm probably gonna have a little time with this one too, unless I get a package of Mentos and I can go through this lady's backseat. I would purposely never drive down that street so I didn't have to make that turn out. I think like maybe for one of the member videos, I should take you on a drive up through there. It is just as crazy as the Hollywood Hills. It's a little more ramshackle and scary somehow, but it would kind of be a cool like little bonus members video. I couldn't really put in the walking part because it's not walking, but we have those little bungalows all getting ready to be demolished. I wonder what will go there. I don't know why anybody's not mentioned this yet, but we're about to have Olympics here and we have a housing shortage. How are we addressing that? Like, where are all those people are not all going to stay in hotels if they're here for a couple months. It'll be Airbnbs or something. 2028 is going to be crazy. We'll be covering every Olympic event though, so stay tuned to this channel. I'm joking. But something Olympic. I never pay too much attention to the Olympics, mostly because I don't love sports. But I like the excitement of other people about them, around them. But it's like, I can't imagine dedicating your life to being just that sport. It's kind of an amazing bit of a dedication. And to some extent, perseverance, because you gotta. I don't know what this thing is with the corrugated steel. It's part container house, part. You know, I think if the World Cup is probably more important to people than the Olympics. If he canceled the World Cup There are a lot of soccer fans. A lot of soccer fans. People will not like the US because they canceled it, and Americans who are soccer fans are not going to vote for him again when he runs for the third time. You heard it here. Oh my god, there's the Nightbot. It does speak the truth, but I was watching, we're not going to get too political, but I was listening to Speaker Mike Johnson this morning on Face the Nation. No, Meet the Press, sorry. I usually listen to Meet the Press when I'm in the shower. At least, like, in the shower and getting ready. I'm not in the shower for 30 minutes. It's a 40-minute show, but I listen like 20 minutes of it while I'm getting ready. And everything that they were saying was like double speak. I know there are a couple YouTube videos that are like, what foreigners think about visiting the United States right now. And it's probably not going to be great for us for a little bit of time. Or we're not going to be hot. Maybe only for Saudi Arabia. Anyway, I'm hot, temperature-wise. Heavy-handed. This used to be a really popular bruncho spot for a very long time. Oh, I love gifts under $30. I think that's the modern perfect price. $30. I love answering questions. I think some people like a little silence. I try to balance it out. Sometimes I don't talk. I just sweat. It's the Mad Hatter of Silverlake. It's not really who he is. For sure, this is like definitely a conversation, a two-way street, so we're happy to talk about all kinds of things and answer questions. I apologize for getting a little political there. We usually are not. Is the exclamation weather so you can get the temperature? Because I don't know that I've set that up yet, but I probably should. Getting the temperature was one of the first things that was recommended to me. I think Ali BHG. Microphone on hat. BD. I would really love... I'm wearing a linen shirt right now. It's a really nice shirt, but it just looks wrinkly, puffy, and schlubby for some reason. It's really funny that you say that because I was thinking that last night as I was looking down at my arm. And so I use sunblock, but my arm has tanned in a way where, like, because it's sort of extended all the time, like a fist, there's like lines where it didn't tan. Like the creases of my arm didn't tan because it's always fold or up. Oh my gosh, I don't know words. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna just plug in for a second. I think at first my arm got a little tired on occasion. I actually think my arm got more tired using the DJI camera because I carried that on a fairly long pole and that pole was heavy. The pole was so I could like peep over fences and stuff. I miss what you used to see. Oh, I getcha. I think there are a lot of SUVs around too, but now that you said sports car, maybe it's in my mind's eye. Subliminal message. So the little farmer's market is across the street past this mess of sidewalk brunchery. We'll check out what the hipsters are eating and talking about. Who's who's working on a script? So I'll set up the weather thing with the Nightbot. I think the weather is 83. So we are at our high, 44% humidity, 8 mile per hour breeze. I miss what direction it's in. I feel like it's coming from the northwest. I licked my finger and stuck it in the air. Just be sure.
Put the camera down.
No. You can tell it's humid because like my neck is a little dewy. But it's again, it's good. I'm complaining like it's like a tropical heat. It is not. It's slightly, well, 44% humidity. So let's walk through the farmer's market. Or whatever this is. This reminds me of Mariachi Square, except less cool. Way less cool. I think the guy just walked by and said, "Put your camera down." And I said, "No." Usually I don't ever speak back to anybody. Um, but I'm going to put my camera down. It'll still film you because it's a gimbal. Doesn't make any sense. People have said some crazy things to me, for sure. But mostly those people are going through something, so eh. Some of the stuff's slightly funny to me. Um, I've really only been scared once, and that was a lady was getting ready to chuck some water at me. Somebody also said, "I effing hate vloggers." And I said, "I'm not a vlogger. I'm a live streamer. You love me." No, I've never said that. I'm kidding. But yeah, people say things all the time. I suppose there was a time when I would have been really irritated by this, but I have been filmed by other people so many times now that it's inevitable. It's 2025. Everyone has a Ring doorbell. I'm not walking into your house or peeping through your window. You can't expect like street privacy anymore. Screw them. Like, so I'm filming you, but so is that camera over there, that Ring doorbell over there. 360 Charlie XCX. Wow, I'm sounding a little bitter. But I'm really not.
I'm in the car really listening to the cat. She's like, wait a minute. I was
And then people do that, like smile at me like I'm filming them, which was a nice smile for sure. Nice to be smiled at. But generally, we're just observing. I never recognize any celebrities except one time, and I didn't point them out.
너무 자연에 대한 지식이 있어서
That's a really good comeback, and that's what I want to say. Or usually something along the lines of like, why would I be filming you? But most of the people that approach me like that are kind of maybe a little, I don't know, maybe having a tough time. Oh, I think we were on Hollywood Boulevard last week and some guy screamed something at us as we walked by. He didn't look like he was having a hard time. He looked like he was on a date. But I think most people that dare to say something are probably going through a rough time. Exactly. I had a lady, I went to the Emmy Museum the other day, quite by mistake. And the security guard came out and asked me, she didn't know how to ask me if I was filming for commercial somehow, but she said, "Are you filming for yourself?" And I said, "Yeah." So, Gay Pride weekend, just gonna point this out because you should know this. At midnight on January 1st, 1967, undercover LA police officers raided the Black Cat Tavern in Silverlake. 14 men were beaten, dragged outside, and arrested. 6 men were charged with lewd conduct for same-sex kissing. And it goes on. So we clearly have not been celebrating, and then someone spit on that sign. That's lovely. We clearly have not been celebrating Pride for 75 years. Thank you so much, Mark. That's really nice of you to say. Anyway, here's the Black Cat. I've been here a few times. It's pretty cool. This used to be a very, very gay neighborhood also. Here is its commemorative plaque. Before Stonewall, right? And then here's Rough Trade Gear, where I get all my latex shorts, of which I have none. But I'm willing to try. Oh my god, I love that. Maybe I should start saying that. The most interaction I get from people is really positive and really kind of nice. So yesterday, a guy, and I talked to them on camera. I'm not usually with them on camera, but yesterday, a guy was like, the day before when I was downtown, he was like, "What are you filming?" And I always explain what I'm doing. I was like, "I'm live streaming, and I like to walk around LA and talk about some good points and positive experiences that you can have here because there are a lot of like negative stuff about LA, and there's, of course, it's here, but it's not the only thing to focus on. And people really Love that. People who live in LA usually love it. And it's true, there are a number of people that have videos that are just like, Beverly Hills is dead. Beverly Hills is not dead. Downtown Hollywood, oh, I can't say the D word. Downtown Hollywood is unalive. We go there all the time. I can't even get a signal sometimes. Sure, it doesn't have a ton of stores in every block, but I don't know. A lot of negative focus. I think that's what really gets clicks, though. Not for me. And that's why I get no clicks. So if you are here, please like and subscribe. Maybe we can share this web page and share the stream with others. I almost could eat a $19 strawberry from Erewhon right now. I never have before, and I'm not going to do that right now, but I like action news. I also like, there's like I think it's called Channel 5 or something like that. The guy usually does a story for a half hour under the guise of it being like a news show, which it is a news show. Just a better news show than like a CBS 60 Minutes. Not that I'm knocking 60 Minutes. You know, German in Venice was very inspiring to me for a while. Not inspiring to make this channel, but like, I just some of the experiences he had, the positive ones, I really loved watching him. I think he's taken a cue from the more scandalous and negative get clicks. But you see a lot of there's a dark energy in LA. Go back to Wisconsin. Like, hey, I love that lady. That's a famous comedian, that lady. I can't remember her name, but I watch her stand-up special. She hit the big time because she's eating at Erewhon. Can anybody name that comedian? Eating with chopsticks or a blunt haircut. An Asian woman. She is hilarious. Well, I kind of want the hits in a positive way because I could sit here and we got we could do a lot of S talking about everything, you know? And I do that in my private life. I stand up for stuff, and, you know. But I can't really totally focus on that for this. I'm no Luke Beasley. I don't think I could handle being like a political commentator because I do get very passionate about what I'm talking about, which is another reason why I try to kind of steer clear about this stuff on this channel. Because, hey, Mighty Bull. Chicago Bulls. You, um, I will get really mad at people um, who push back too much. I think it would need to be somewhat scripted, and I would need to like microdose before doing it, just so I could. I don't know. I think I like a debate, also. I think the, if you watch some of the older videos, the German was having a really lovely, heartfelt time here. I think, things change for people, circumstances change for people, and, you know, maybe stuff was really working out for them a couple years ago and they really felt like they've got the city is stacked against them. There are a couple of people on YouTube who used to live in LA and they have channels about why they left LA and why LA got so bad. And when they really complain, there's two guys that did it. And when they're complaining about LA, the complaints about LA are like a normal city complaints, right? But it's what was happening in their personal lives, which I think kind of made them resentful of LA. I really am a simping for this city right now. But there was one guy who was, I know from when he lived in LA, I don't know him personally, but he had a business that was pretty well known. And after COVID, the business wasn't doing so well, nothing was doing well. And I think that's kind of part of what folded it over and what folded over a lot of businesses. I know that's not an expression, but it is now. Folded over. It means a business closes. And then there are a lot of younger people who come here and make TikTok videos or, like a 12-minute video about how LA is like a black hole stealing from their soul and negative energy. So, one thing you learn when you live in California is you get the energy you put out. You get that good crystal energy if you put out that good crystal energy, man. LA really is a beautiful city, Mel, and it's got some fantastic 20th century history that everybody knows about. So many different kinds of people live here. I almost just got hit by a car in the crosswalk. She said sorry, though. See how calm I am? You didn't even know it. I didn't flip her off or anything. Uncalled for. Hey, BD. Anyway, Mel, when you get ready to come, you tell us what you want to do, and we'll make sure that you are pointed in the right direction of a fun place to stay and a fun place to see stuff. I think there was a person on here, Clean Benz, a while ago, that we talked all kinds of travel advice when I was streaming initially. So we were talking weird flea market buildings yesterday for some reason, or the day before, and this orange building I had mentioned, there used to be like a huge indoor flea market here, and the building it was housed in was actually the first woman-run movie studio. The building is gone, and now it's luxury condos. 2 and 3 bedroom apartments for a mere $4,500 a month. That's affordable. I think all cities have pros and cons. Small town life has pros and cons too. I think about living in the middle of nowhere sometimes and how cheap it would be to or inexpensive it would be to get a house in the middle of New Hampshire. But living out in the middle of nowhere where there are no people around is 20 times scarier to me than living in the middle of a ton of people. I feel like anything can happen here, and so it's probably not. And when you are all alone and safe in the country, you feel like nothing can happen there but a bear, a crazy person drives off the road, a deer could run through your sliding glass windows. That could happen. So the flea market I also was talking about earlier today, that if you're in LA, I highly recommend checking out. We're just not gonna go there. But it's at LA City College. And the most incredible thing about this flea market is on the way there, the sidewalks are covered with people selling stuff. So it's like a street long yard sale on the way to the flea market. Hey Carla! Hey, I'm sorry if I missed anybody. But let's take a second again to just thank all of our lovely, lovely members. Now that we're able to show everybody's name again. New member video on Tuesday. I think we're doing Hollywood tour stuff every Tuesday in June. I'm gonna put out my schedule tomorrow. I'm not gonna live stream tomorrow, but maybe put up a short. I have to organize this upcoming month. We're out of town. We've got a members live stream, which is a mystery, which I have to put some more clues out for tomorrow. I also think I need to sorry, let me get rid of the black box. Woo! Thank you guys so much, members. The tickets were like $200 to go to Pride. We are probably, after I stream today, we're probably gonna just like walk down there and poke around a little bit. But we're not gonna go into the expensive part. I'm not a festival lover as much as Joseph is. There's like a festival that we went to a couple months ago, actually, where we just walked through by the Erewhon, like not a Pride event, but some other kind of gay event. That was $45. Totally doable. They had an ABBA cover band, right? It was a gay event. They had several DJs dancing in the streets. And everybody was having a good time. Some people more than others. So Monday, dedicated to like setting everything up for the month. Tuesday, members video. Wednesday, I'm thinking I think it's gonna be cooler this week. I hope those aren't gangs. I'm thinking it's gonna be cooler this week, so I might be able to do some eating on Wednesday instead of just having ice cream, but I have no problem with just having ice cream. I really want one sip of Sprite with tea in it. I don't think I would want more than a sip, but it's kind of intriguing. So now we're on Santa Monica. I think almost in Little Armenia. About 7 miles down the road is the Gay Pride Festival. This traffic is truly not bad on this end, but it's really probably not bad on this end because it's choked off by Fairfax, where we were last week for that flea market. So anything that comes through has to sort of weave down or up to get back here. So the buses are like 15 minutes late. But the good news is if you're heading to Glendale today, it'll take you 10 minutes. What food begins with a W? Watermelon. Wagyu beef. Um, Watermelon is the best because wagayu really is the name of a type of food, right? You know, this morning, it's funny that you say deli food because this morning when I was walking the dogs, I was just like, maybe somebody was making toast, but I just really would love some pumpernickel bread with corned beef, some cabbage or coleslaw, or whatever goes on a corned beef, or a Reuben, maybe just a little of that dressing, some mustard. I haven't had a really good corned beef sandwich in a while. Ooh. We haven't had gyros in a while either. We used to go get gyros probably once a week before COVID. Now they're like $5 more for the gyro and fries plate. Eating out is very expensive. I really do like not eating out in a restaurant, but getting food that I didn't have to prepare and mess up my kitchen for. The other night we were gonna get some food and I was like, it'll be faster and cheaper to just walk to the grocery store, grab chicken strips, a bag of salad, and pita bread and make pockets, which is what we did. Even better than that, we got a rotisserie chicken. It is Sunday. It feels like a 3-day weekend though, again, for some odd reason. Like I keep thinking people aren't working tomorrow. I feel like every time you get a piece of baklava, it's not an American portion, and so it's so small you really need or want 2 pieces of baklava. I don't like I like only like baklava if it's like somebody made it though. I don't usually like it when it's in a package, like the kind of baklava that we saw that day. So if it's too hot on Wednesday, I am gonna go and get an ice cream again, but I think it'll be the Dubai chocolate ice cream that you can only get in one size because it's so expensive to make. We watched a video on that this morning, sort of negative video, but it made me want it even more. The pistachio, I love pistachio cream, phyllo dough. I don't care about the gold part though. I think in the summertime, I may we'll play it by ear. It's 83. Like if it's an 83 day, I can do a couple of hours, 3 hours. Um, on those 100-degree days, though, we might end up pushing it to the evening, like sunset, which could be fun. I am going to the beach once a week, every week this month, also, so it's much cooler over there. I love Saitan. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to pass out on the sidewalk either. I just need to not forget to drink water constantly. Or coconut water. And stay hydrated. I'm built for the walking. Not the heat so much, but. Excuse me. It's really kind of crazy because I took the bus all the way to Echo Park and I just walked back and it only took me like 20 more minutes than waiting for the bus and riding the bus. Thank you so much, Mighty Bull. Yes, you guys, please give a like, subscribe, and chat. We're almost wrapping up this 2 hours. This 2 hours, this stream. I am gonna go home and see if we can't get down to the Pride party. Maybe I'll make some shorts. Nothing too outrageous, but it's usually some cool stuff to see down there. Just again, I don't really think the signal is going to be that hot, but next Sunday is Hollywood Gay Pride, so that's our hometown. We want to go to that one. Joseph and I are going to bind our signal and see if we can't break through and make sure that we have no issues. Look at that beautiful Mustang, except for the bonnet. Happy Pride to all of you if you celebrate it, and happy Sunday if you don't. There's tons of coverage online, so if you want to, I think you can rewatch the parade. That was at like 12:30. We were at the fun spot, the flea market then, or I was walking the flea market then. But you can definitely rewatch that. I'll be on the lookout for cool stuff, and if there's anything cool I can take pictures of and post. I'm not trying to turn my YouTube into a Facebook, but I'll put it up. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this walk. I'll see you for sure Wednesday. Members, I'll see you on Tuesday, one way or another, with a couple video, with a video drop or a live stream. And then Wednesday food. Friday, we are going to do a Chinatown punk rock walk. I've already put that up. Saturday, I don't know. Sunday, I don't know. New schedule up on Monday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll sing Christmas. I don't think so, but I wish. Thank you guys for being here. One more shout out to members. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you, Dan. And sorry, I almost again walked out in front of a car. And thanks for the super chat. Really lovely. We will see you in a couple days. Have a fun Sunday. Bye.